Hello everyone. I today want to talk about something serious. And this video isn't just for women, it's for men too. Men who have a mother, a wife, a sister, a daughter, or a girlfriend, any woman in their life who's suffering from extreme period pain. Period pain is not normal. It could very well be endometriosis. So please don't let your general physician dismiss the idea of pain being normal, period pain being normal, because it isn't. It could be a condition which could cripple that person's life into leading a normal life. There are 80% of women out there who have endometriosis that end up not being able to work properly or socialize or have a normal, regular family life. What is endometriosis? Now, I'll try and not get too technical here, but endometrium tissue is what lines the uterus, and endometriosis is the same tissue found outside the uterus, which end up looking like cysts. So every month when there's a period, the uterus tissue ends up shedding, but the endometriosis tissue in those cysts have really nowhere to go, so they bleed within themselves. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about this? What is the reason behind it? But I guess maybe some of you might have guessed, I have endometriosis, and I've actually had it for 22 years. And trust me, it just does not get any easier. Now, why now? Why am I talking about this now? So in the last 18 months, many of you may know that I have been really unwell. I have gone from a diagnosis of Ponson's disease to Lyme's disease, and now I'm on joint hypermobility syndrome with autonomic dysfunction. So that's a lot to go through in 18 months, and it's a range of conditions. But in this, I realized that I found it really easy to talk about my current issues. But for some reason, I haven't really spoken about endometriosis. Why? Because that's something you don't talk about. You don't talk about a period. It's just not normal to talk about problems which are related to a period. And I just thought it's about time that I decided to change that, at least for myself. And somewhere, maybe this video, the information that I wish to give out and the little bit of awareness that I wish to start creating may help someone, and may help someone recognize this disease a lot earlier. I mean, just as a fact, it takes around 7 years for a woman to be diagnosed with this problem. So she could be suffering constantly, moving from one general practitioner to another, one gynec to another, hoping that someone will listen to the fact that she's in pain. So this video is about that. It's just to create that little bit of awareness, which I've been meaning to for a long time, but just haven't really got around to doing it. And maybe now it's about time I spoke about it. I recently read somewhere that men's pains are taken more seriously because they present it in a more factual manner. So I'm going to try and do the same. I'm going to present some facts about endometriosis to you. So I don't get them wrong, I am going to have to read for this. So I'll begin. From 1 out of 10 to up to 5 out of 10 women have endometriosis. And that's a really, really large number, up somewhere from 10 to 50%. That's an insanely large amount of women. And it's estimated that 176 million women in the world have endometriosis. And those are the ones who've actually been diagnosed. 7 years is a really long time to wait to be diagnosed. That's the average waiting time. And one other really, really important thing that I learned over the years, that endometriosis isn't something that just happens on your ovaries or just around your uterus. It can get stuck on your bowels, on your ligaments, your diaphragm, your lungs. The list is endless. In fact, there have been cases for endometriosis cysts to start developing in the brain. That is rare, but the fact that it happens is something that we really need to be alarmed about and need to be a lot more aware of. The next fact is 33% of women were told that this pain was in their head. Now, I was one of them. I was a really young girl, and I think my general practitioner said to me that, it's fine. She's just probably imagining it. And that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to say to a really young girl. And another really, really strange myth that I've come across is that if you have a hysterectomy, removal of the entire uterus, your endometriosis issues will go away. That again is also a huge myth. The next ridiculous thing I have heard, and I've heard a lot of women hear this, is that just have a child, get pregnant, and you'll be fine, and you'll be able to get over this endometriosis issue. That's just silly. That is not even right. There are enough women out there who've had children and are still suffering. So that is ridiculous. Endometriosis is a huge cause of infertility, but that's really no reason to go ahead and push yourself to try and have a child because you may not be able to later on, which again, there's really not much factual basis on. Now, the next thing is a really crazy thing. In fact, in the UK, endometriosis costs the economy £8.2 billion. That's how much effect it has on women, on working women, that it ends up affecting economy, it ends up affecting businesses because we just don't take the disease too seriously. Now, all these statistics can be Googled away. I've Googled them too. But the difference is I'm a part of those statistics. And I know I can't escape the condition, but the one thing I can do is try and help create awareness. Maybe push you guys in the right direction of a better diet, a better exercise regime, or maybe a family member watching this can be that motivating, compassionate factor that the person who's suffering needs. It is extremely important because I know that I've gotten this far in life simply because of the sort of support I've received. And just once again, period pain is not normal. Please do not let anybody let you believe that period pain is normal. It just isn't. So try and take that forward, push your GP. If your general practitioner is not giving you the right sort of advice, change the doctor, change your gynecologist. There's no harm. You need someone who's going to listen to you, who's going to support you. So please go ahead and do that. Now, before I continue preaching on endometriosis, I just want to say one last thing. I am going to try and continue this campaign of building awareness of the condition through write-ups, blog posts, tweets, maybe more videos, because apparently only 20% of the population has heard of endometriosis. So if I can somehow contribute and help increase that percentage, then why not? But that's it from me for this particular video. Hopefully I should be back soon with more interesting stuff and something maybe a little less serious, but trust me, this was important. So until then, bye-bye.